last week we talked about that for us to really actualize ourselves, or for us to really make the most of life, we have to lead a life that fulfills our basic nature, right? Like a bird has to fly, fish has to swim. So for human beings, in order to be truly happy, it's called authentic happiness, we have to fulfill our nature. So what I'm talking about nature in three areas. In the personal area, we have to know yourself. To know yourself, to know what you really want in life, and to know your special gifts. It's that beginning, right? So unity within ourselves is the precondition for harmony with other people. Now, in other words, if you are at war with yourself, full of conflict within yourself, and then it is more difficult for you to get along with other people. So therefore, the second part. The second part is equally important because Chris Peterson said, one of the famous positive psychologists, Peterson said that positive psychology is about other people matters. Do you remember that? Other people matters. Other people matter. Why? Because other people matter for our own development. So our development, our happiness depends on other people. Okay? Secondly, other people matters because if we are able to bring happiness to other people, then we have happier family, happier workplace, and better community. So it works both ways. So today we will focus on this area about how self-development can help other people and how other people can help us to be better person. Next week we'll talk about the other part of human nature. You might not realize, you may not be aware of that we are all spiritual beings. Other people are aware of that. You may not believe in God, but that deny the fact that it's our spiritual capacity that makes us different from the animals. We're more than just animals. Right? There's some special quality about our human beings that make us unique, make us what we are. Okay? So next week is important too. If we do not fulfill our spiritual desire, spiritual yearning, then again our life is incomplete. Okay? So that is the season. Now this is the introduction. Now here's some important facts. Do you know that we are 99.5% similar in terms of genetic materials? Do you realize that? That means what? That means our physical attributes pretty well all the same, except for a little bit for our skin, our color, the color of our skin, or the color of our eyes, or the height. But physically, we are much more alike than similar than different. Psychologically, we're by different, have different temperament, have different culture, but basically we have something in common. We are all social creatures. We are herd animals. We enjoy eating together, doing things together, we enjoy partying. I mean, I don't know anybody who say I don't enjoy seeing people. Okay? So we're social creatures. Also, we are all free agents. That means even 2-year-old toddlers, they want to do their own thing. When parents ask them to do them, they say no. My little granddaughter, she has a mind of her own. this autonomy, self-determination. The Hong Kong students came outside, protested what they want self-determination. They want free election. So this is part, run deep in our human nature, that we want to be not only moral agent, we're responsible for our behavior, not only moral agents, but we also, in terms of actual living, we want to choose our own path, we want to decide how to live. So, certainly, we all have a conscience, except what? Except psychopaths, right? What makes psychopaths so dangerous? Because they have no conscience, they have no empathy. Most people have, all people have conscience. I mean, if you do something, they violate your own standard, you feel bad. The fourth thing, we want to serve something bigger than ourselves. This is part of the spirituality I talk about next week. We all want to worship someone bigger than ourselves. We want to serve someone bigger than ourselves. That's the spiritual aspect of us. Fifthly, we all value something more than others. That means we have the ability to value one thing over others. All of us have to discriminate between what really matters, what not, what is trivial. Right? Put video game. I mean, you don't consider playing video game as something same as learning computer science. I mean, playing video game doesn't have a value, you see. Now, if you cannot tell the difference, then you'll be in trouble. Right? We're not able to value something more important. The sad part is that so many of us are distracted to something that really has no value, and forget the thing that really matters. The last point is typo. Really not. So there are many attributes. All these points are, in psychology, we call that human universals. It's common to all people. It's part of human nature. That's why Shakespeare still appeals to us, because we haven't changed. And I still read Tang poetry. The poetry, the poem written in Tang Dynasty, a few hundred years ago, it still speaks to me, right? Because we are basically the same. It doesn't matter where you live or which era,